Paige, 25 years old. I originally worked as an office lady at my grandfather's company, but I married Sean, a senior colleague. When I got pregnant, I decided to leave my job and become a full-time housewife. Sean can be a bit of a perfectionist, but he's always bright and fun to be around. I tend to overthink things, but I thought that with Sean by my side, we could build a happy family. So I made the decision to marry him. Little did I know, something unbelievable would happen to me. Something I never expected. It happened a few years ago. On a day when I had to leave work early because I was feeling sick, I came home that evening and said to Sean straight away, "Welcome home, Sean! Guess what? I'm pregnant!"
Huh?
Look, here's the ultrasound photo! It's our baby!
Oh, really?
While I was overjoyed, Sean seemed to have a complicated look on his face. "Wait, aren't you happy about this?" I said, starting to feel uneasy. Then it hit me. Didn't Sean once say, "I'm not great with kids"? Sure enough, he said,
Well, if you're pregnant, then there's not much we can do about it, I guess.
"Not much we can do." I knew he wasn't great with kids, but I was still a little shocked that he didn't seem happy about it. But I told myself that once the baby was born, he'd surely love her. So I focused on taking good care of myself for the baby's sake, and eventually I gave birth. It was a healthy baby girl. We named her Paula, but when Sean first held Paula...
I didn't expect babies to look this intense.
Huh? What do you mean by that? Well, I've heard that men take a while to feel like fathers, so I thought that eventually Sean would develop some affection for Paula. But when we came home from the hospital with the newborn Paula, Sean suddenly said, "I'm going on a business trip for 3 years starting this weekend." A business trip? But this is when we're supposed to be starting our journey as parents.
Well, it can't be helped. This company really needs me to go.
Well, I guess if it's for work, there's not much we can do. My grandfather, the company president, had helped out a lot paying for our wedding and even the renovation costs for his family home. So I sent Sean off for his business trip while holding Paula at the door. But while he was away, my grandfather came by our house pretty often to help look after Paula. One day, he was saying,
Paula's so cute, just like you, Paige. Look, Paula, Grandpa's treasure. The straw I kept after being so moved by the taste of fermented soybeans. The first time I ate it.
"Grandpa, what are you giving the baby?" He's a really odd grandpa, but I guess that makes him, well, him. While Sean was away, I really appreciated my grandfather coming over to spend time with Paula. "Grandpa, thank you so much for always coming by to check on us."
Oh, it's just that I wanted to see you and Paula. But I was really surprised when I asked everyone at work if anyone would volunteer for a 3-year business trip, and Sean was the one who stepped up.
Wait, Sean volunteered to go on the business trip?
Yes, that's right. When I asked him if it was okay with Paige being so close to her due date, he said that you had given your approval, so it was fine.
Wait, this is totally different from what he told me. That night, I called Sean to confront him. "Hey, you said the company insisted you go on this trip, but that's not what you told Grandpa. What's going on?"
Well, it's because I'm not sure about living with Paula.
What? What do you mean by that? Sean, you're Paula's father. I know it takes time for men to really feel like fathers, but at least try to bond with Paula. Running away on a business trip isn't gonna solve anything.
Well, the thing is, honestly, I don't think Paula's cute at all.
His words made me feel like a deep sadness, more than anger. How could he, my husband, not think our daughter, born from our love, was cute? My mind briefly flashed to the word divorce, but I also knew that raising a child and working full-time as a mother, especially with a young child, would be complicated. I decided to wait and see until Paula turned 3, at least until she was old enough to start kindergarten. That would give me time to think about whether I should consider a divorce. Sean didn't seem to know how to connect with Paula, and he barely came home from his business trip. Even though Sean was supposed to have time off, whenever I tried to visit him with Paula during his days off, he would say, "I just want to sleep on my days off," and stay under the blanket, refusing to get up. I thought, maybe if he's in an environment where he has no choice to face Paula, his parental instincts might kick in. Looking back, I realize now that it was kind of a silly thought. At the time, I didn't want a divorce, both for my sake and Paula's, so I was trying to make things work. But that night, when Sean came back from his business trip... "Welcome home, Daddy!"
Yeah, I'm home.
Sean responded awkwardly to 3-year-old Paula. I just hope that, for Paula's sake, Sean will try harder to bond with her. I turned my back to them, focusing on preparing dinner in the kitchen. "Oh, tonight I want to sleep with Daddy! Sleep in Daddy's bed! Is that okay, Mommy?" Paula was so excited to see her dad again, she was practically bouncing off of the walls. I turned around quickly and said, "Of course that's fine." "Why? Daddy, I love you!" Paula jumped up and hugged Sean. But the next moment...
Ugh, gross! No way! No!
Huh?
Get off me! You're getting drool on my clothes. Seriously, it's disgusting. Stop it.
With that, Sean hastily pulled Paula off of him. Paula, of course, burst into tears. "Hey, what are you saying?"
I mean, I'm a germaphobe, and I hate drool. Honestly, it's just gross. I've told you before, I don't like kids. Ugh, that freaked me out.
But you were a kid too once. Apologize to Paula.
Huh? What the hell are you getting mad for? I just got back from a business trip, and now I have to deal with you yelling at me? Don't act like I ever asked you to have a kid. Seriously, you just went and did something unnecessary.
This bastard. Paula would be so much better off without a father like him. Divorce is a given, but I'm not stopping there. I'm gonna make him pay. I'll crush him, destroy him, and leave him in pieces. I've had enough! I'm divorcing you!
Ha! What the hell are you talking about? This is all your fault for getting pregnant on your own.
On my own? You do realize babies don't just magically appear, right? Just then.
Ta-da! I come bearing a bottle of premium champagne to celebrate Sean's return from his business trip. Wait, what the hell's going on here?
Grandpa burst through the living room door and blinked in confusion. We had given him a spare key with Sean's permission, of course. The moment Paula, who had been sobbing uncontrollably, saw Grandpa, she bolted straight towards him and clung to him tightly. "Grandpa! Daddy called me gross! Grandpa!"
He said what?
Grandpa's expression instantly changed. Gone was his usual playful and gentle demeanor. Instead, a dark aura surrounded him, and his entire body trembled with rage. Grandpa shot Sean a glare so sharp it looked like it could fire a high-powered laser beam straight out of his eyes. The kind that could obliterate a giant robot in an instant, and nestled in one of Grandpa's arms. Paula looked just like a damsel in distress. Sean had never seen Grandpa like this before. His sudden transformation sent Sean screaming as he fell flat on his backside.
You! What did you just say to my beloved granddaughter, Paula? The precious daughter of my Paige! No, wait, that's not... Who do you think paid for the renovations on your parents' house, huh? When you royally screwed up at work and HR was ready to fire you on the spot, who do you think stepped in to protect your sorry ass? It was all thanks to you, grandfather, or rather, thanks to you, President, sir.
Wait, what? Fire him?
What the hell? Sean, you didn't even tell Paige about this? I was the one who stopped it from happening. Unbelievable! What an ungrateful little shit! As punishment, I should have my men take you to the depths of dark forest and let you rot as fertilizer for the trees! Dark forest? Fertilizer for the trees?
Wait, hold on, Grandpa, that's way too scary! But seriously, I had no idea. I'm sorry for all the trouble you went through.
Why are you apologizing, Paige? You didn't do anything wrong. No. I won't stand for this. I'm calling his parents right now. I made a promise to them when this brat married you. If he ever made you cry, I'd take him up to the very top of the Tokyo Skytree in my private jet and make him swing on a trapeze for a full hour. A trapeze? At the top of the Skytree?
Wait, Grandpa, seriously, that's terrifying! Oh, are you already calling them? I mean, I don't think Grandpa was actually serious about everything he was saying, but he's always been the type to have completely over-the-top thoughts, even though he's usually calm and kind. Plus, considering how furious he was right now, it's no wonder Sean believed every single word. His face had gone completely pale, drenched in sweat, and he was shaking like a leaf. A few minutes later, my in-laws arrived, panting from running over. The moment they stepped inside, they bowed repeatedly to me and Grandpa, apologizing over and over. Meanwhile, Sean, still trembling like a malfunctioning coffee grinder, sputtered out,
I'm so sorry! Please, no! Not the forest! Not the trapeze! Have mercy!
Yeah, but Grandpa, could you please stop saying such terrifying things in front of Paula? Just then, Paula, who had been crying earlier but had now stopped, probably because Grandpa's ridiculous threats were so absurd, suddenly started giggling. Then, Great Grandpa! Paula wants to see the forest and the trapeze too!
Oh, you do? Well then, I'll call my men right away. Ah!
Grandpa, no! Stop saying weird things in front of Paula! She's gonna pick up on this stuff! But my in-laws, seemingly unfazed, declared, Please do with this disgraceful man as you see fit. So I leaned in and whispered just loud enough that Sean wouldn't hear. Just make sure he pays full alimony and child support and don't go easy on him. My in-laws gave me a firm nod and in perfect sync, each grabbed Sean by the collar. As he was dragged towards the front door, Sean, who was completely convinced that he was about to be taken to the Skytree's or dumped in the middle of a dark forest, screamed,
No, please! I'm sorry! I'll do anything! Just don't kill me! Paige, help me! Help me!
With that, he was gone, wailing into the night. Not long after, my divorce from Sean was finalized. Thanks to my in-laws backing me up, I was awarded a hefty amount in alimony and child support. On top of that, with Grandpa and my in-laws pulling the strings, Sean was forced to leave his job. To earn the money he owed me, he was sent off to live with an old couple my in-laws knew deep in the mountains on some remote island where he was put to work in both fishing and farming. Now, this couple? Apparently they're terrifying. The husband in particular used to go head-to-head with some very dangerous people back in the day, and he's no pushover. When my in-laws handed Sean over, they told the couple, beat the rotten attitude out of him, and once they heard what he had done, they wasted no time putting him to work. Not just in fishing and farming, but in household chores too. They've been working him to the bone ever since. Sean, of course, hates manual labor, and with his whole germophobia thing, you can imagine how miserable he is. Turns out he's so useless at everything that the couple has been yelling at him nonstop. From what I heard, they always wanted kids, but couldn't have any, which made them especially furious about what Sean had done. As for where he sleeps, in a filthy, bug-infested shed with holes all over the walls and roof. He only gets about 1 or 2 hours sleep a night. Apparently, he's been whining that if he knew life would have been this miserable, he would have preferred being thrown off of the top of the Skytree or abandoned in a dark forest. Classic Sean. Now, as for me, I've returned to work at Grandpa's company as an office worker, and he actually built a daycare at the office just for me. On top of that, he even set us up in company housing. I honestly can't thank him enough. The other day, I invited Grandpa over for dinner. Grandpa, thank you so much for everything back then. Even now, you're doing so much for us. Honestly, you're always saying the wildest things, and half the time I don't even know how to react or what kind of comeback to give to you, but I really appreciate you.
Paige, hearing those words from you is the greatest treasure of my life. I'm so glad I lived long enough for this.
Grandpa, here's a thank you present from Paula, too.
Oh, is this a portrait of me? What a fine piece of work. You've drawn me as cute as these pickled veggies on the table. Maybe you're destined to be an artist someday.
Then maybe I'll become the Japanese pizza bruegel and paint a picture of the Tokyo sky tree.
Peanut brulee?
That does sound tasty, but no. Pizza Bruegel. He's a famous painter. He painted the Tower of Babel and other works.
Paula, I'm impressed you know that. Well, it may not be peanut brulee, but I made curry, salad, and all other kinds of dishes, so dig in!
Ooh! Then I'll start with a pickled veggie. It's like eating one of my own kind.
Great Grandpa, you're so funny. I love you. Let's eat.
Also, I've got pudding for dessert, so eat up!
Thank you for watching. What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more.